never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Grand Rising, Big Cat, are you fabulous, gorgeous and lovely? Well, let's dive right in and see what grand. That's Jamaican terminology for what's going on. I know, darling dear. Let's go. Don't shake your dice next to the mic. Learn something new every day, darling dears. You have the energy of a 9. Good golly and gosh. So this is, when we see the 9, it speaks about fate, darling dears. Something that's come to its completion. You have 9 here. And you have 9 here. Good golly and the gosh, darling dears. And the gosh.
Low battery charge.
Oh my gosh, let me plug this in. Good golly and gosh.
Audio mode is connected.
Right. 2 9s on the tableau, darling dears. It speaks about some kind of a minor gain. Okay. The energy of the 4-5, darling dears. It tells me that you have some kind of surprise coming towards you. The energy of the 9 tells me that this surprise is going to be extremely fortunate for you, darling dears. And it's going to continue to unfold over the next year. Remember, I told you that, darling dears. Okay, we have the energy of the 4. The 4 speaks about lots of communication, darling dears. Phone calls, traveling, emails, text messages, darling dears. Lots of backwards and forwards. For some, you have something coming into your life that's going to have a profound effect on your life, darling dears. You're thinking. For others, this could also represent a romance.com, darling dears. Someone requiring your panani or fatum. Listen. I just come with the messages and I like to spell it out so that you're clear. That you're clear on what going on. I mean, what's going on? Let's ring this bad bell so that any bad juju stay with them. All right, let's press on. Okay, before I interrupted myself again, darling dears, again. Oh gosh, let me quickly just get some coffee. Yes, bestie, now that I have my coffee on board, my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked, blood, bruh, or cistrine. Okay. Let's press on. So the energy of the 9, darling dears, you could be a life path 9, or the numbers 9, 18 and 27 will be prevalent in your life over the next few days. The number 9 is ruled by Mars, which is I feel like I just run up a load of stairs. Mars, which is ruled by Aries energy, darling dears. The energy of the 9 tells me that you are a humanitarian, darling dears, a natural caregiver, a healer. Okay, your luckiest numbers will be the 3, 6 and 9. Your luckiest days will be Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. You're going to be put in a position where you're going to be motivating others, darling dears. It also symbolizes, the energy of the 9 symbolizes your spiritual awareness. You are, bestie, an old soul who's gone through a lot of continuous and constant changes Notified by the bell, darling. There's confirmation from the universe. Fist bump. Anyhow, let's press on. Okay. You're selfless, darling dears. Okay. And you've come to a point in your life where you've reached a completion, darling dears. Universal love is blessing you at this moment in time. Why? Because you led with forgiveness and you're humble. Somebody's also going to be taking up a sport, a new sport, or changing their sport over the next few days, darling dears. Something pertaining to your health. So the energy of Mars, darling dears. Lean in some more, bestie. Lean in some more. The energy of Mars tells me that there may be some deception going on around you at this moment in time. Mars is about aggression. It also comes with war, violence, things involving a pow or a stabberoo. Be very careful over the next few days, darling dears. Be aware of where you're frequenting. Okay. The energy of Mars tells me that you are. Okay, I'm going to say that somebody's tapped into the SEX, darling dears. Maybe you're coming out of some form of celibacy, or you're ready to start again. Whatever, darling dears. It's tuned in and you're paying close attention. Okay, I told you a love affair may be afoot. The energy of Mars also speaks about people being in contest with you. The energy of Mars again speaks of, as I already said, about some kind of sport, darling dears. And somebody wants war with you. They want a war with you. Imagine that. They need to take it up with the Most High, who sits high and looks low. What's their problem? Blood, brah, or sistine. Okay. It also, the energy of Mars also tells me that you require independence in every relationship that you're in. So you've got big boundaries, darling dears. Okay. It also speaks about some kind of somebody's got some kind of mechanical ability, or you're good with electronics. Okay, right, let's press on. The energy of the 9, darling dears. Lean in, bestie, lean in. It's in the southwardly direction. Maybe the information's coming from the south, or you're moving towards the south. In the upright, darling dears. Oh my gosh, I had a brain fart then, darling dears. I was staring into space. Imagine that. In the upright is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. According to the low shoe grid, somebody or someone's going to be stepping into a level of fame, darling dears. Your reputation is everything. Law number 5 of the 48 laws of power. I tell you this many times, bestie. Hang with 4 bottom feeders. Well, guess who's going to be number 5? Being aware of the company that you're keeping, darling dears. Okay, it also tells me that your life, your social life, your networks, darling, this is about to take an upswing. And okay, the energy, oh gosh, where was I? Have I lost my thought? Have I or haven't I? The energy of Mars, darling dears, is representative of Emperor energy. Okay, and the timing for Emperor energy, somewhere between the 21st of March and the 19th of April. Put that on your almanac, darling. There's something significant coming towards you, something to do with your reputation, possibly fame, darling dears, and your social life is about to take an upswing. Good golly, and the gosh, darling dears, and the gosh. Okay, according to the 48 laws of power, the energy of the 9 is win through your actions, never your words. As well as law number 4, say less, darling dears. And law number 5, protect your reputation. And don't forget my old fave, law number 10, stay away from bottom feeding losers going nowhere. Right? Remember, 4 bottom feeders make, and you can make a 5? Yes. Don't make that 5, darling dears, or whatever the number is. The energy of the 9, darling dears, according to the rune stones, is representative of the tower. The tower is Uranus energy, darling dears. It's Mars and Uranus energy, so the sudden change of a situation. Okay, some kind of revelation, but it's about you breaking down a system in order for a newer system to come in. If this is about a relationship, darling dears, it was the revelation that the relationship couldn't go any further. It created a sudden breakup. You just decided, you know what, I ain't doing this anymore. Why? Because you raised your left hand and said, I respect my hairline. I don't want no more reverse friar tuck, blood, bra, or cistrine. You decided that you're not going to give them one more round, Julie, with your hairline. This is about, like I said, there was a lot of arguments in the situation. Tower moment could also speak about you being put in situations where you may have been unalived. Okay, this speaks about a divorce, ending of a situation, a relationship that's in crisis, a relationship that all feelings have been lost towards whomever this person is. Discern. Did I say homosexual? I meant it H-O-B-O, darling dears. Okay, I love it. I tell you, I can do a whole reading on just the dice, darling dears, because there's so many things to unfold. The energy of the 9 is representative of the Hermit energy. You are the loner, darling dears, but it was for a reason that you had to go through this solitude, this introspection, inner learning, darling dears, reflecting on your spiritual practices, going within, getting downloads, darling dears. It also speaks about the betrayed in a situation. Either you left, pardon me, that was a spiritual belt. Okay, and it was right as I said, you left. So you left the situation. Listen, my whole body is a Geiger counter. Fist bump. Okay, yeah, so you left this situation, darling dears, because it wasn't for you. You have to remember, rejection is God's protection. Okay, this is a time for you to continue to what? Seek your answers from within. All answers come from within, darling dears. Take the time, as I said, in your solitude to take the time to think about what you want to create in your life, darling dears. If you want to get an answer to a specific question, ask that answer at night time, just before you go to sleep, darling dears. Be clear with what you're asking, and it will either come in dreams, maybe that night or the next night, or whenever, darling dears. You hear it at the tail end of someone's conversation, but it will be shown to you. But make sure you ask your ancestors, right, for clear guidance, right? No faffing about. You want to know clear, right? We don't want to have to figure it out. No. We want to understand immediately so that we can act on whatever we're gleaning from said intel. Right. Can we press on? Dare I? Yes, I dare. Okay. We've got the energy of the 3, darling dears. There's gossip in the background. The tongue wrestlers are always tongue wrestling. And look, another confirmation, darling dears. Yeah. They're wrestling. Hangman, darling dears. Could also speak about somebody, you deciding to give back the wood, darling dears. No longer sacrificing yourself to a situation. The hangman in the upright. I might add, darling dears, you are the seeker. So yes, you are seeking new perspective. It also tells me, yes, you're letting go, but you have a new level of patience. Okay. This patience is going to have indefinite timing, darling dear. So you've learned a new way to be again. Hence the hangman, the hermit, the hangman and the hermit, darling dears. It tells me that you are developing spiritually. Okay, your psychic gifts, your discipline. Something to do with the police, darling dear. Someone felt trapped in a situation where unaliving was on the table. I told you that situation would come up. This is time for you to what? Surrender, darling dears. Let go of all control to the situation. Give it to the Most High, because everything is going to unfold, right? Naturally. Remember, I told you that. Yeah, because why? You left with gratitude, and you only left what? The Brock Pocketers, where they need to be. Buddy, have you got a dime? Have we got time for petty? Yeah, we got time for petty. When we see the Brock Pocketers, darling dears, it means them have no pentacale. Them have no pentacale. No pentacale. Brock pocket can mean many things, darling dears. A destabilized home. There's lots of arguments, darling dears. You can speak about your health. You're having health issues. And when karma is a calling, darling dears, it may not affect you. It'll affect the closest people to you. Remember, I told you that. It could be affecting their finances, darling dears. They could be working like a field hand for a pittance, darling dears. They could be stuck in repayments of something. It's all about the pentacles they don't have. Okay, and look what's on the base of the deck, darling dears. This person's got addictions, especially the addiction of what? Being a controlling waste of space, darling dears. Waster of the space, darling dears. The devil card. Capricorn, Cancer energy, darling dears. Lean in some more, bestie. Lean in some more. This tells me that this person has addictions. As I said, they're controlling. They've got a lot of unhealthy attachments. They're possibly having issues with their teeth, their bones, and their knees. They possibly even got what? Gingivitis, blood. They got the gingivitis. Every breath is a harrowing experience on anyone that has to be forced to deal with it, darling dears. Yes. It tells me that this person was tempted in a situation. They're extremely cruel, darling dears. They was continuing to look for another partner, possibly a perfect sexual partner, when they should have been satisfied with the one that they got. Listen, they never know what you got until it's gone. Long gone, darling dears. The devil card comes up to show you that these people need to confront what their true issues are, darling dears. There's bordering on obsession. People are watching you, darling dears. Tower moment. They're going for it, darling dears. Quietly in the background of the oracle cards, darling dears. 3 of them are major arcana. You've got the hangman, the devil, and the tower. So that's 12, 15, and 16, darling dears. Unexpected changes, divorcing from a situation, suddenly leaving a job. Yes, all of the above, darling dears. A definite catastrophe that you had to go through. Breaking down of your old structures, hence the Tower card. Yeah, attached to your beliefs, darling dears. You're making room in your life for new relationships, and you're grateful for everything you went through, darling dears. Remember, you are rocking with the what? The 6 G's, darling dears. I tell you all the time what the 6 G's are. God, goals, gifts, greatness, growth, and gratitude. Gratitude for having the what? The 2020 to see what's going on. Let's get a card in the background and see what else is going on, darling dears, with these 2 9s. On the tableau. 2 9s again means that it's the ending of a cycle, darling dears. You're going to feel the loss on the separation. You will feel it, darling dears, but when you're letting go of negative, dysfunctional cycles, of course you're going to feel it. You're human, darling. Well, I should say a spiritual being having a human experience, darling dears. But you've got to let it go for the new to come in. And for some of you, you're going to realize you had to let go of everyone around you. Why? Because they was all part of a karmic cycle. Part of your life on this Malkuth is to overcome that and move towards your North Node. Okay. This is why I tell you all of the time, bestie, your birth natal chart is the best document you'll ever have. We were all, back in the day, years ago, we was all taught astrology, darling dears. We did things by the signs and the symbols, the numbers, the planetary celestial bodies, darling dears. And then they hid it from us and made it into something that is secret, some kind of occult knowledge, when it's not occult knowledge. It's knowledge that we should have had all of along, darling dears. When they're planning their plots within all of these people that are in the higher echelons, darling dears, they use astrology to plan that shit. Remember, I told you that. Okay. All right. I've got one spinning card. What did I say? Your transformation season has arrived. No more block pockets for you. Pushing yourself away from that table of skullduggery. The fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come, darling dears. The latter days for you, darling dears. Okay. The energy of the I'm getting, yeah, we got the green, so it's your heart chakra, your heart is full. I've got the number 3, darling dears. The energy of the 3 speaks about being able to express yourself authentically within groups. So you have new groups coming towards you, darling dears, because of the growth that you've achieved. Your transformation is fabulous, gorgeous and lovely. No longer sacrificing yourself. Overcome some form of addiction, especially the pickpocketers, darling dears. The Tower moment is what you clear in the way. Being extremely obstreperous and having Drapetomania, the urge to run away from situations quickly. You're also using tree wisdom, darling dears. You may be living surrounded by trees, or you're getting out there in nature to continue to ground yourself. The tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insight and answers through the sound it makes. And again, go within, darling dears. Go within. You could be using the frequency of the chakra system to balance out and bring new ideas to you, especially at night time while you're sleeping. Yeah, love it. I didn't hate it. When we see the 9th house on the tableau, darling dears, in direct from the 9th house is the 3rd house. The 3rd house of higher, the 9th house is higher learning, darling dears. It's communication. It's about expansion, darling dears. You could be expanding spiritually in your religion. It's to do with the higher courts. Maybe you're becoming a teacher or a student, darling dears. It's foreign travels, traveling to foreign lands, learning new languages, darling dears. This is about the 9th house is about long journeys, the long journey that you've been on, the ones that you're about to make. You're about to publish something online. I keep telling you this, darling dears. Listen, when I become a broken record, it's because divine is sending me back in this area. Something to do with astrology. 9th house is astrology things, darling dears. You're going to be publishing something online. The energy of the 9th house tells me that somebody's a pilot, and someone is also going to be seen as a prophet. Remember, I told you that. The 9th house could also represent your retirement, darling dears. Maybe somebody's retiring to a foreign land. Okay. The 9th house is about wills, and most of all, it's about your beliefs, darling dears. Having faith in the future that you're building for yourself. Most definitely publishing something on the internet, darling dears. May have something involving your in-laws. Or an in-law is publishing something about you on the internet. The energy of the 3rd house is also the house of gossip. Yeah, where the wicked reside, darling dears. The wicked that's got nothing better to. Well, if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't get up. They wouldn't. All right, let's press on. I feel inclined to draw a rune. It was in, then it was out, and then it was in again, then it was, my God. It's like going to poop, darling dears, and it keeps disappearing back in and then comes straight out. Listen, that's TMI. It's nothing. No, you know what? Let's just forget the last few seconds, blood. Let's just forget it so we can still be friends, right? Scrub your memory of what I just said. It meant nothing. What? Who said it? Not me. Anyhow, we have Taiwas, darling dears. Taiwas is representative of the Justice card in tarot, darling dears. It tells me good justice is on your side. Something's about to go in your favor. Justice card, the 11th house, is also representative of your one-to-one relationships. All of this and that. Libra is a cardinal air sign, darling dears. Some people are going to be admiring you for your qualities. Remember, I told you that. You're going to be put in a position where you will be a prophet, a pilot. I don't know, but definitely posting something on the medias, darling dears. The energy of the 11th house speaks about binding contracts. The 11th house also speaks about your exes as well. The exes that soon became the wives. Yes. The Libra energy also represents your second child, darling dears. Something to do with your kidneys. Get it checked out, darling dears. But it's most important about public gatherings or public speaking places, darling dears. Somebody's also about to become a tenant, and somebody's going into a union. They're going to be working for a union, okay? Possibly something to do with foreign trading, possibly having a tenant in another country. The 7th house is also the house of pickpockets and runaways, so be careful of your loot, darling dears. But most definitely you're going to be meeting new strangers, darling dears, new social groups, okay? People that are admiring your qualities, they'll never tell you, darling dears, no, right? Because they're controlling, darling dears. They want to be on top of it. It's all well and good until you just start doing better than them, or they perceive you to be doing better than them. Let's press on. So you have good justice on your side. Hurrah! Hurrah! Base of your deck, the Empress, knowing your worth, and it also speaks about abundance. The Empress is oh my gosh, come back in, case, come back in. It's Taurus as well as Libra energy. Again, we're back with the Libra energy, things going your way. It also speaks about if you're not pregnant at this moment in time, you could be a mother or father, because gender is fluid in tarot. But it speaks about you being a responsible parent, darling dears. It speaks about you creating generational wealth, or a level of wealth, darling dears. It also speaks about your self-worth. You've added tax to that shiznai. I love it. I don't hate it. The Empress energy of it all. This is Earth energy as well as Venus, okay? It speaks about the growth, darling dears. Whatever's happening right now, darling dears, it will unfold in the next 9 months. Remember, I told you that by around oh my gosh, I said was it April to May? Well, yes. Go back to what I said, darling dears. I was just thinking amongst myself. How about that? This is about you also being in a position where you're able to receive love, darling dears. So you're open to a new beginning. Listen, I told you for some, this is a love affair beginning, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. And thank God it's not in Mercury retrograde. Thank God. Moving forward, darling dears. And this is abundance coming your way. Right. Let's see what your current concern is as you go through this transformation, letting go of situations, no longer holding on to the wood, giving back the wood, darling dears. What's your current concern? We've got the Hangman in the upright, seeing things from a different perspective. We've also got the what? The 7 of Wands. Okay, this is water as well as good golly and gosh, case. I mean, I even forgot how to pronounce my name, right? The 7 of Wands is Leo in Mars, darling dears. Again, standing your ground, protecting yourself, darling dears, because the Hangman came up, because somebody wants to unalive you, darling dears. They don't like the fact that you're getting on with a situation. You see them for whom or what they truly are, darling dears. People that are stuck going through the same hamster wheel of life, darling dears. These people are unable to move forward from you, okay? These people are still clinging to the outdated. You don't even live at the address or the mindset where you used to live, darling dears. In love, somebody's feeling extremely stagnant, stuck in a situation. Yeah, they didn't take the time to assess the situation before diving in. Whoever that person is, they got your block game is for the gods, darling dears. 7 of Wands speaks about you being able to stand your ground, even if your voice is shaking. They made you leave the house in 2 different shoes, blood. I told you, you left them, it was already confirmed. Seeing this new perspective. Yeah, he was dealing with someone who was broke, darling dears, going nowhere fast. Listen, 3 of Wands. This also speaks about the unrequited love of a situation from someone who was a mattress backer or a dick dealer. Oh, what a heinous gossip, darling dears. Knight of Wands, they like to chat up them things, blood. Yeah, you've learned how to balance out your emotions underneath the Hangman, this clear perspective that you now have on life. 4 of Pentacles on its face, darling dears. You missed out on many opportunities being in a situation, work opportunities, and again it speaks into what? Lack of self-worth being in a situation, but you now have it. You have the Empress energy, darling dears. King of Cups tells me that you're highly intuitive. It could also represent the partner coming towards you. Yeah, right underneath that is the Star card. This is a benefactor, someone helping you. The Star card also speaks about you stepping into a level of fame, darling dears. High Priestess, the baddest of them all. You know what's going on. Listen, they're in juxtapose, darling dears. This is a fated meeting. Whether it's for love, friendship, soul tribe, darling dears, or a business meeting, because the King of Cups has his own Skrilla.com, darling dears. Energy of the Star card could represent this person as a benefactor, someone coming to support your business or businesses. High Priestess energy tells me that you have an air of mystery about you, darling dears. A lot of people feel blocked off from whom you truly are, darling dears. They would love to know who you are right now so they can take the piss. Lord, the disloyalty of it all. Ace of Swords. Somebody would like to come in and remove you from your clarity, darling dears. That sweet spot of knowing what's going on. King of Pentacles. It's about you moving forward, darling dears. You've put a lot of work and effort into this. And it also speaks about your long game, darling dears. You're about to get a financial return because you're now thinking more clearly. Three of Swords, darling dears. Got over an abusive situation. Yeah, Four of Swords. If you'd have stayed there, you'd still be on a knife's edge with someone who's a dick dealer, mattress back, or a heinous gossip, darling dears. Yeah, you put down the wood. You don't want the conflict, the confusion, and the fighting all of the time. Let me get some tiny cards to look a little deeper into this situation. Give it a quick shufty. Let me stand up for this. Okay, that's a whole bushel, darling. There's a whole bushel. Okay, on the King of Cups, this is emotional maturity, darling. This is gathering your strengths, the wounded warrior.
Bluetooth mode.
Listen, everything is a sign. There's no reason for that to be going off, darling dears. So again, we're touching on that sweet spot again, darling dears. The Nine of Wands tells me that you're extremely vigilant. You can't be fooled again. Yeah, you lost a lot of money. It affected your health, your mental health, your jobs. Moving forward, darling dears. This person is what? Disappointed, disillusioned, and looking like a dummy bat and a dumb ass. Again, confirmation, darling dears. It never does that. And it's been interrupting all morning. Okay. On your High Priestess energy, darling dears. In the upright, this is someone solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. Well, guess what? You outside now. Hey!
Audio mode is connected.
And it's been a long time coming. It's never interrupted me like that. What's going on? Confirmations, darling.
Bluetooth mode.
Listen, you outside.
Audio mode is connected.
What's going on? Is he going to say something else? Now that I'm quiet, he ain't got nothing to say. Yeah. Page of Pentacles.
Bluetooth mode. Audio mode is connected.
I'm going to tear this up and I'm going to tear up this microphone. Anyway, yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This is avoiding trouble, drama, whatever they're saying behind your back is behind your back for a reason. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, these helping hands that came in, they weren't to help you, darling dears. It was to help them. Nine of Pentacles. Yes, they affected your mental health, darling dears, your thought pattern. Some of them even affected your money. Well, guess what? You've washed your face like David. There's no making of amends. And this is true clarity on a situation, being spiritually guided at this moment in time. Yeah, you've got the King of Pentacles.
Bluetooth mode.
The Knight of Pentacles. Shit. And the oops.
Audio mode is connected.
Good golly and gosh. Look at this. Shit's naive. This could be you, an entrepreneur, darling dears, or this is the backative that's coming towards you. Listen, King of Cups with the Knight, the King of Pentacles ways, darling dears. It's been a long time coming, but you had to heal. Three of Cups. This is about being more emotionally aligned. You're going to be invited on a date, darling dears. You're going out on a date whether you like it or not. Look what's on the base of the deck, the High Priestess. Expect that to be coming in. Look at the offer, darling dears. Remember I told you that. Yeah. This transformation, darling dears, from the Brock pocketers to knowing what's going on, to pouring into yourself, seeking answers from within. right now you're being blessed, darling dears. You've got the good justice. Remember I told you that. Okay, let's get another deck to finish up this read. Then we're off to get great. Final card, darling dears. Judgment is being called on a situation. This could then represent the ending of a marriage, darling dears. But the judgment could also represent papers coming towards you. I told you, something in the higher courts. It could be in the form of some form of retirement, because the 9 in the astrological houses represents a retirement, something coming towards you. And for others, you're going to be benefiting from foreign lands. It could be property, darling dears. But again, it's a reminder to look at your astrological chart. Something is about to go in your favor pertaining to your work, darling dears. In your favor. Them the papers, these papers right here, these ones, they on their way. Listen.
Audio mode is Bluetooth mode.
Confirmation, darling dears. Whatever was in the past, leave it where it is, darling dears. They don't know.
Audio mode is connected.
They don't know who you are. The coffin. Yeah, you focus on your work. They're going through the despair. Didn't I tell you there's a homosexual, a Brock Pocketus, and they've got the bloody cheek to have the throat chakra around their throat, around their neck, darling dears, where there's thought pattern should have been. They was low vibing, reverse root chakra, darling dears, controlling, domineering. Yeah, and if the root chakra is reversed, all of the others are reversed, right? No control of their sexual ministrations. Yeah. I'm crying to their fists. They're under judgment, blood. Listen, you've got papers on the way and they've got papers on the way. Somebody's got to pay the piper, because the judgment card is a karma card. Remember, I told you that. On that note, I drops me mic. Head over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Thank you very much for your continued support of me and this channel. Please don't forget to leave your comment, because it's the survival kit for another big cat. And don't forget to like, darling dears, so that when I'm coming through, you will be notified of said notification. And not only that, when you like it, darling dears, and you subscribe, you help me out with the algorithm. Come on, bestie, go for it. Be daring. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat. Did I say big cat wave? Big cat wave. Until we meet again for some more astrological insights. Cat.